Few different reasons. One, it's a little bit warmer, so I think that's firmed the greens up a touch. Yesterday we had some rain that came through in the morning, not a ton, not enough to make a massive difference, but enough to soften the greens just a little bit. And we had cloud cover all day as well, which kept the moisture in the ground a little bit longer. It's why we saw a few lower scores today. Lowest score so far 5 under. I don't believe that's finished in the clubhouse. I see Allison Lee on the board at 5 under right now.
68, lowest turned in.
So it's still, I mean, that was just like the first 2 days, and it's because of the firmness of the greens, and the fairways have firmed up as well. So that makes them a bit tighter, much easier to run out into this thick rough that we've talked about.
Lydia says she feels like an honorary Canadian because of how this country has welcomed her with her 3 victories. 2 of them as an amateur. She decked out Canadian colors this weekend. And now into a tie for 5th. Who wouldn't want to claim Lydia? Last week she made a big comeback to tie the lead and then immediately bogeyed after she had made up a 5-shot deficit. So now 8 unused scrambling.
And speaking of scrambling, this is Lydia Ko here at the 15th. This is her 4th shot. Boy, what a, look, I think we all agree, Morgan, it's not when, or not if, it's when she gets that extra point that she's going to need. But I think an incredible thing, Hall of Fame obviously that's in her future, but if she were to get the gold, I mean, to have a gold, silver, and a bronze, that's a sweep that I don't think many people would ever be able to accomplish.
She talked about that the other day in a feature that we showed, that she's like, I don't even think I could have dreamed that up. I would feel like Cinderella. she said, just truly a dream.
I love this right here. When you have the fringe there, she's going to have to come down steep, so she's got all her weight left. Now watch, she'll pick this club up real quick and just pop it down on the back of the ball.
She is choked way up on that too, Trip.
Look at that. Shot. And then it rolled out just like a putt. Man, I want to go to short game school taught by Lydia Ko.
That's
on the 17th, Lydia Ko. So tough to get it along this ridge. There's a ridge that runs right down the middle of this green, and so many of these players run it just like that right there. It's a common spot.
This is such a busy part of the LPGA schedule. Crisscross.
And back at 1 at the 17th, Lydia Ko with a lengthy one for birdie. Get her into the top 5. Birdie's rare here today.
And 15, already a 12-minute wait for that final pair, and we're still waiting. Finishing up at the 18th, Lydia Ko.
Just impossible coming out of the rough. This has been one of the hardest greens to hit all week, just because of how firm it is, and you have absolutely no chance coming from that angle. Just front left side of the green.
Lydia Ko over the green with her 2nd at the 18th, 3rd to this point. This for par. And off she heads to Paris with a silver and a bronze already in her trophy case. If she gets the gold, she'll also earn a... Zhang is one of those tied for 3rd, headed to the Olympic Games here in a few days to represent the U.S. in Paris. Rose with a 66 yet. All right, so Yu is going to drop at least 1. This was a moment ago Rose to pick up a shot.
Pit Speedy putting back down towards this whole location. Gotta play some aggressive golf. It's hard to do on this golf course, because you can get called out pretty quickly by
They do that.
Right back at the 14th, playing with Saigo is Rose Zhang, who has dropped back.
She got off to a good start. We were kind of looking at her on that leaderboard early, but
That'll help.
lovely shot right there. Need something to flip the switch here. You could see she just put her hands on her hips immediately after contact, and you just don't know how it's going to come out, but big advantage here being in the fairway.
Zhang with her second. Safety first. Good week for Rose as she gets ready to represent America, as she did in the Solheim Cup last year in just a few events. The LPGA Tour, she won her first pro start, wound up on the Solheim Cup team. Now she's going to represent the U.S. at the Olympic Games.
Birdie, not her best day. 1 over for the day. Would like to get back to even. I was out with her yesterday afternoon, and I tell you, she does everything so good. She doesn't do anything flashy, but everything is just so good. No weaknesses at all in her game. Morgan, I liked her answer after, too, how mature she seems. She just seems like that person who's ready for a lot of big things.
Yeah, she's very poised. You see that time and time again in her interviews and the way she carries herself on the golf course. I mean, really only being her first full season out here. It's a quick study.
Still studying at Stanford.
All right, Kay, we're going to get you out of the penalty box.
Up ahead at the 16th. A nice run today a moment ago from Jenny Shin for birdie. And the train whistle right on cue. Jenny gets to 5 under for the day and 4. Jenny Shin has had a nice weekend. Veteran from Korea, USGA champion from nearly 20 years ago. Rolls that one in to get to 7 under, and she moves into a tie for 4th.
Maybe across a ridge, too.
Yeah.
And this is the 15th, and this is Shin for Eagle, talking about those, you know, making moves. As I said, this is one of the easier hole locations if you get it in the fairway. See, and that's the other key, Morgan, is you put it in the fairway on those 2 holes. Look at that, playing them in 7. We could have
Trip. Wow.
Up at the 16th, Jenny Shin with her second, just made eagle at 15.
Man, this whole location only about 5 paces over this bunker, coming out of the first cut. Tough to get it close. Just that little bit of a difference. What, about 3 feet?
At the 16th, Jenny Shin for birdie. Probably had to birdie in. You never quite know. A sizable lead on her. That lead is gone, and Saigo is tied.
Well, for any chance, Jenny Shin's got to hit this one in there close, and that looks to be going right along that middle part of that green. And Morgan, it's just so hard to get it over there on that left-hand side. It's so narrow.
You have to aim between the flagstick and the left edge of the green to have.
Tee shot of Jenny Shin. We've seen a ton of people down here. We haven't seen very many people get it to the hole even. So it is slow. That one must be carrying enough pace. Good effort. Having fun with the crowd there. That's good to see.
We haven't seen quite as many low scores as we did yesterday, but Jenny Shin has one of the best rounds going. This for a closing birdie and a 67. Couple of them on the weekend. 5 under on her inward 9.